Today on Catherine Learns Stuff, I'm going to walk you through making a cute wand purse for your little witches and wizards. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a wand purse out of a bunch of odds and ends that I have around the house. So these are the two wands that I need to make wand purses for because my children need them, of course. I've got an old black t-shirt, so this is just the back side that had no design on it. I've got extra wide red bias tape for the Gryffindor colors and just regular thin blue bias tape for the Ravenclaw purse. Personally, I find that working with the extra wide is easier because there's more material to work with, but I have the blue one just because that's the only one that I had in the house. So what I did before was I quickly sketched out my design of what I'm planning on doing here. So I've got a back material that's 12 inches wide, a top material that's 7, and they're about 1.5 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is with my black t-shirt here, I'm going to just quickly cut out some pieces. I've already pre-ironed everything so that hopefully it will work out better at the end, but we'll see how that goes. All I'm trying to do now is make my 12 by 1.5 inch rectangle and my 7 by 1.5 inch. The one that's going to be 7 inches, I'm going to make just a little bit longer because I have to sew the bias tape on it first. So I need to give it a little bit of extra space. I'm cutting out duplicates of everything because I have to make two purses, so bear with me. So these have all come out nicely, so I've got 4 of them. 2 of them are going to stay at 12 and then 2 of them are going to be cut down. I'm going to cut them down to 8 inches just because I like to mess things up when I'm sewing sometimes, so I'm going to cut these 2 down a little bit and these 2 are good to stay. What I'm going to do now quickly is I'm going to sew on some red bias tape onto the top lip of this black material, just so that it's got a little bit of accent on the purse where you put the wand into it. I'm going to do the same thing for the blue and for the red. Now that I've got my bias tape sewn onto the top lip of my front panel of the purse, I'm going to recut this to be 7 inches just so that I don't have extra material that I don't need in my design. I like to give myself that little bit of extra just because sometimes when I'm sewing my skills are not the greatest. Just trim these extra bits off. And now I'm going to get rid of all this extra fluff that I don't need. So I'm just going to sew my bias tape around all 4 sides of the purse to give me a nice wand holder. Also, something that can be done before I sew this on, I can pin the bias tape into place. I just find that since the bias tape isn't very large, the pins kind of get in the way too quickly, so I just freehand it with the sewing machine and put it all into place at the machine. And just like with the red one, I've got the blue bias tape done. So you'll notice that the blue one, there's a larger gap here at the wand purse opening just because the bias tape isn't as thick, but the wand fits nicely. So I've got 2 different school wand purses, and all that's left to do is to install the purse strap. For the purse strap, I'm going to be using just regular black ribbon. I've got 1 inch thick because I think that's a pretty good size for the purse. The one thing that I'm doing, I'm going to show it on small ribbon, is that I'm looping the ribbon sort of this way so that it can go over your shoulders and not this way. So just a little bit different, so it's just going to loop over this way. And also something to remember is when we're going left or right sided, it will make a difference which way we align the ribbon. So for each wand purse, I'm going to need about 35 inches of length of ribbon. That's just based off of the size of my children. So what you really want to do is be able to put the ribbon over the shoulder and kind of sit around the waist. Both of these are going to be sort of sitting for the right side of wearing. So what I want to make sure that I'm doing is that for the right side, the top of the ribbon is going to go straight. It's going to loop around the way that I showed, and then the back of the ribbon is going to come back a little bit like this. So that'll give it a little bit of an easy wear. So this is going to be like so on the purse for right side. And if I was going to be wearing it on the left side, I would need to have it like this. It's not a huge difference, but it just makes it more comfortable when you're trying to reach for your wand in your pocket. So I'm going to pin this ribbon down, the bottom ribbon down, right up against, flat against the purse, and the top ribbon is going to be only pinned up sort of a little bit, so it gives a little bit more space in this purse area to go over the shoulders. And that's it. I've got my straps attached and the wand purses are ready to go. All I need to do is put my wands in them and we're ready to have a wand fight. Thanks for watching my video on making a wand purse. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you liked what you saw, make sure to check out my website, detailed below, where you can access my other projects. Thanks so much.